Good afternoon. My name is Gisela Rivera. I'm the Director of Student Leadership and Development on campus, and I'm from the Office of Student Activities. Thank you so much for coming today to the 2024 Student Government Elections Forum. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing our moderator for the session. Her name is Ms. Davia Willis. She's the current Student Government President, and she's been doing an amazing job. Please welcome her today.
Thank you so much, everyone. And it's so nice to see you all. I remember my time. And when I was in your shoes last year, this time, I was not on Zoom. I had to be in the quad looking directly at students, which was more nerve-wracking for me. So if you're nervous, please don't be. You're in a small space, but it's better here than, being in the quad where, it'd be like that. But welcome, guys, to the Candidates Forum for 2024. I'm so excited to hear what you all have to say. I'm so excited to hear about your plans. Why should students vote for you? A little bit about who you are, and then we take it from there. So to quickly introduce myself, as Ms. Rivera said, my name is Davia Willis. I'm the current president of student government, and I look forward to handing the baton over to our next elected president. I didn't start just by running for president. I started as a secretary, and then I worked my way up. I'm a criminal justice major, and fun fact, I'm an international student from Jamaica. There's like 1,000 other things that I do, but that's for a later conversation. So I'm gonna go ahead and allow you guys to introduce yourself, telling us your name, your major, what position you're running for, and then we go from there. So I'm gonna read the names in the way that I see it on my screen. And the first person that I have is Sabrine Kazar for VP of Evening Students.
Hi everyone, I'm Sabrine Kesser. My major is psychology, and I'm running for VP for Evening Students. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrine. The next person I have is Sidile.
Sidile Mitchell, position running for president, criminal justice major. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sidile, and thank you, Gisela. The next person I have is Arifin.
Hello everyone, I'm Nazmul Arifin and I'm running for Executive Vice President, and I'm doing my major on liberal arts of science and maths. Thank you.
Interesting. Thank you, Arifin. Next up is Isabel.
Hi, my name is Isabel. I'm a psych major here at QC, and I'm running for the position of Executive Vice President.
Thank you. Next is, I apologize in advance, Simridi.
You got it right. Hi, my name is Simridi Sharma. You can call me Simi. And I'm running for president for SGA. My major is Internet and Information Technology.
That's really dope. Thank you. Next up is Long Chang.
Hi to everyone. My name is Long Chang. My friend called me Nick. My major is mechanical engineering. I'm looking forward to double it up, doing the last 2 years with architecture, and I'm running for the president of SGA. Thank you.
That is interesting. I wish you the best in that part of your journey. Next we have Jaskaran.
Hello guys, good afternoon. This is your current program president, Jaskaran Singh, and I am running for the administrative vice president, and I'm doing my major in criminal justice. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Jocelyn.
Hello everyone, my name is Jocelyn. I'm running for the position Vice President for Catholic Students and Teaching Innovation from the college. My major is in child education. Thank you.
Next is Hadra.
Hi, my name's Hadra. I'm a psychology major at QCC, and I'm running for programming vice president.
Thank you. Next is Marissa Lynn.
Hi, I'm Marissa Lynn. I'm a Roberts. I'm a psychology major, and I'm running for part-time student vice president.
Thank you. And finally, last but not least, is Chiu.
Hi guys, my name is Chiu Fu Chen, and I'm running for a treasurer position, and I'm majoring in forensic accounting.
Thank you everyone for introducing yourself. So what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna break you up into like the positions that you're going for, and then I'm gonna ask all the candidates the same question. You would have 2 minutes to answer the questions. So don't worry, the same questions, and then we will go from there. So I'm going to start with my presidents. So my presidents, this is your opportunity. Why do you want to be president of student government, and what are 2 goals that you, if elected, are planning to work on? So that's why do you want to be president, and what are 2 goals that you have to work on if you're elected? I'm going to start with ding, 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 Shimriti.
Okay, so my 2 goals that I have in mind if I were to be elected for president is 1, I heard that there used to be a program for CUNY students that if they were eligible, they could borrow a laptop from the school. I hope to at least try and work with CUNY to try and bring that program back, especially for maybe like ASAP students or CSTEP students when they like really need like materials to help them out. Another goal that I have in mind is to try and listen to the student voices and like try and get more gym hours or more pool table hours or hours that are accessible towards the students' lives rather than just having it whenever the gym wants to have the times. Could you remind me of the other question? I'm sorry.
No problem. The other question is, why do you want to be president?
So I want to be president because I personally think like I have great leadership skills. I really want to try and be helpful to everyone if I can. Like I love talking to people, so most of the time I will try and talk to people asking if they have any issues on campus or if they would like to see any changes at all. And at the end of the day, I just really want to be president so I can, be a voice for the people who don't have a voice or are too scared to step up.
Thank you so much, Shimriti. Next, I'm gonna go to Sidayo. I'm gonna repeat the questions. The question are, why do you want to be president of student government? And what are 2 goals that you plan to work on if elected? Your time starts now.
Okay. So the reason why I want to be president is that I want to address the situation we have, the greatly underfunded QCC. I generally care for the students, and I'm so sick and tired of seeing students suffer due to this. If I am elected, the 2 things I want to do is I want to fight for the funding students need to succeed to help them get things like Metro cards, textbook vouchers, and much more. I also want to address the funding for higher education. It is time someone stood up for this matter. I will personally fight for all of you by going up to the government to demand funding and go above and beyond to make this possible. I said no student left behind, and I intend on keeping my promise no matter what it takes. I won't stop, I can't stop, and I don't even know how to stop. Let's do this, everybody, together. Arigato.
Thank you so much, Sidayo. Next up, we have Long Chang, last but not least. So the questions, I'm going to repeat it for you. Why do you want to be president? And 2 goals you plan to work on if elected. Your time starts now.
So basically, I'm doing it for the students. I'm not doing it for myself. The only purposes I'm doing it for myself is probably just, it looks good on my resume. But but other than that, I truly wanted to. I really care for everyone because I'm actually a blast from the past. So I witnessed too many failures, and I don't want to see that again. So basically, if the opportunity was given to me, I really wanted to see what each student, what they facing on their problem on a daily basis, and that what I could collect when I interview each individual student who comes see me, I will jot down the problem that they have. Now, if it's a general problem that's growing, then I will do something about that, look into that problem. But if not, I will just continue to provide my life experience, my corporate experience, so they can get a little sightseeing of what's coming after your graduation and what is the life that's in the corporate world. That's what I can give you. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
So next up, we have our executive vice presidents. So VPs, here's your shine. The questions that I have for you are, why do you want to be executive vice president? And what do you feel is the biggest challenge that current QCC students are facing? So why do you want to be VP? And what do you think is the biggest challenge that current QCC students are facing? I'm gonna start with Isabel. Your time starts now.
Hi guys. I'm going to start with the second question on what I think is the biggest issue. I speak on for myself and also as much of my friends as I could. Is that a lot of QCC students feel overwhelmed and overstimulated. So I had brought up an idea of creating a sensory room. I also have a little sister with autism, so I understand the need of having just like a small space where you can calm down yourself and like somewhat regulate your emotions when everything's happening, especially when it's finals week, when it's midterm week, or you just have a really big exam coming up that we all need to pass to get that high 90, high A in class. Why I'm running personally, I already have leadership experience from being a vice president back in high school, and I would like to bring that experience to here. QCC has done so much for me and influenced how much I think, how I process, how I learn, and I want to be able to give back to that community.
Thank you so much, Isabel. Love to hear it. My next person is Arifin. Why do you want to be exec VP? And what do you think is the biggest issue that current QCC students are facing? Your time starts now.
Hi, I'm Nazmul Arifin, and I will start from the second question, how the QCC students are like facing the biggest problem. I think the QCC students are facing in regard of their academics while they're in their midterms or in the finals. Like from my personal experience, like few students are there who just fear to go straight to the professors and they want to go to the tutoring, but the professor might be busy on their schedules, but when we go through the tutoring center, we don't find the actual tutor for that specific class. I think there should be a recommendation by the professor to take help from the specific tutor. That would make our life more easier. And the first question I will like to address is why I want to become the executive vice president, as I'm just running as a president of our community club, which is Bangladesh Student Association. So I just chose to be executive vice president because I want to help the president and the whole thing from the back and hear from all the students and help as much as I can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Isabel and Arifin. I'm not missing anyone else. No. All right, thank you so much, VPs. Moving down to our administrative vice president candidates. Here is your light. So, how do you intend to encourage students to become more involved with the student clubs and organizations? And how will you increase club participation and collaboration on campus? 2 minutes, starting with Jaskaran.
Good afternoon, guys. So I'm Jaskaran Singh, who is running for the administrative vice president. So my main motive is to like work with the students to see what type of events they want in the college. So because the thing is like if we are going to work with the students, it will be more easy for me to know like what type of events, what type of functions they want in the college. But if I go without knowing them, so it's going to be hard for them to attend the events. And if I go with their willings, like and with this stuff, so I think so it will be more easy. And I will second thing, I'm planning to go according to the time, because I'm planning to work with the administration building and see if I can get a specific time for the events or maybe specific hour. Like right now we have like a Wednesday as a 12 to 2 the club hours. So I'm planning to do it maybe on a Friday or maybe on some any other day. And I'm planning also to not don't to have any class during that time so that the students can go and have the event and they can attend it. Thank you for your time, guys.
Thank you so much, Jaskaran. And based on what I'm seeing, we have no other candidates here for admin. I also saw that Jake joined us. Thank you so much for joining us, Jake. I will get to you during your session. So no one else for admin, so I'm just gonna move along to programming vice presidents. So my questions for you, programming vice presidents, are what type of events, would you promote if you're elected? And communicating with students about upcoming events has been a challenge. Speaking from the scoring board, it has been a challenge. How will you increase promotion of events and activities on campus? So the first question is, what events do you seek to promote on campus? And two, what strategy do you have? Oh, my bad. What strategy do you have in place to combat the challenge that we currently have in terms of promoting events on campus? 2 minutes. Starting with Hadra, your time starts now.
Hi. So starting with the first question, I feel like we do need more inclusive events. So, what I was thinking, we take different people's backgrounds and perhaps have more culturally inclined events, or even just take suggestions from current students and to see what they want, see what would make them feel like they belong. Because when I first started, I kind of just felt out of place, you could say. So, but the events have helped me meet new people, and I feel like having that sense of belonging would help students a lot, like more than we realize. And so, yeah, just more events oriented towards people's backgrounds or just what they want in general. And as for the second question, I was thinking utilize the SGA social media accounts more, and perhaps create more posters, more banners, and even just have people go around telling people that there are events going on or events will happen. Because currently, as you mentioned, like a lot of us don't really know like what event is happening and when. And we could perhaps create an official page or something of the sort, listing all the events and when they're happening, like more updated. And yeah, that's about it.
Thank you so much, Adra. I'm not seeing any other programming VP here, so I'm gonna move along to the treasurer. And I see we only have one candidate for treasurer too. Okay. So, Chu, did I get your name right? Chu?
Yes, it's correct.
Hi, Chu. What experience do you have in managing financial projects? And name a project that you would work on if you're elected as treasurer. So what experience do you have in managing financial projects? And what project would you work on as treasurer if you're elected? Your time starts now.
So I've experienced like a fraud from a debit card account, which is I have experience with communicating with bank a lot for the frauding problems, and we're going forward and avoid this kind of things happens on campus. So thing that's also my major, which is forensic accounting. Secondly, the programming thing. I would like to cooperate with program presidents, especially for some events, because I'm also an athlete that have been a competitive athlete for over 6 years, which I really care about extracurricular activities, which I will cooperate with program presidents, and do some more events for students, like just like other candidates mentioned about it, especially for the second floor for student union, which I think there's only one ping pong ball table for like for students to go for and have some joyful things. And I think it's important for someone that can be responsible for financial activities and make more our campus a lot more variations and of course more meaningful.
Thank you, Chu. That sounds good. Thank you. And last but not least, we have our vice presidents for evening students and part-time students. So collectively, part-time and evening students will be asked the same questions and you will have the same time to answer. So part-time students and evening students, what type of events would you promote if you're elected? Secondly, communicating with students about upcoming events has been a challenge. How will you increase promotion of event and activities on campus? And how would you engage? I'm going to add that question. How would you engage your students, especially if they're part-time or even, how would you capture them to ensure that they are aware of these events and they attend these events. I'm gonna start with, who do I start with? Joseline.
My first goal is about for part-time students. I know they face challenge like balancing work, students, and like commitment. So I'm planning to make like programs that they can feel oriented and don't feel alone. Sometimes part-time students feel alone, didn't know what classes to take or what major to take. It's difficult for them. So I'm going to make like a club so student meetings like they can talk each other so they can share their experience and don't be alone. They can feel confidence with themselves and gain more confidence. Thank you. Sorry for that.
That's fine. That's fine. Thank you so much for answering. Next, we have Marisalyn.
So I would say the kind of events I would promote are I spoke to students about events that they enjoy, and a lot of students liked the puppies. Anything involving puppies is really exciting. So something that involves puppies, something that involves food. People like food. And I think that we could get the word out to more students, part-time students, about events through like social media posts, through interesting posters, interesting flyers. I saw a flyer with a bird on it that I really liked, and I was like, I'll go to that event because there's a bird on it. So I think that would definitely be something that I would suggest.
Thank you so much, Marisalyn. And now we have, let me see if there's anyone else that I'm missing. Sabrine.
So I'm planning to bring, first of all, for students, skill development workshops as their evening, and most of the events happen in the daytime, so they don't have the opportunity to go over and at least know that what is happening on the campus. And I'm also planning to bring events that evening students prefer. So we can. I'm planning, if I'm elected, I'm planning to do that by asking them what their needs are specifically. If I can predict, is that they need food on cafeteria open, library hours open until they're in college. So these are the most basic needs the evening students need. And I'm planning to promote events on campus by giving them surveys, because I have an experience of doing surveys through ASAP. So it's pretty much a good idea of getting what students want to do and want us to do for them. And by promoting social media posts, as it's the young generation and their own social media, I assume. So yes, this is it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sabrine. Am I missing anyone else that was here before? No? Okay. So Gisela, I'm gonna add 30 seconds to our new candidates because I want to have them introduce themselves for the rest of the body. So I'm gonna give them 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Starting with Jake, because I'm currently in his category. So Jake, you have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to introduce yourself. Tell us your name, your major, why you're running for the position that you're running for, and then I'll let you know the questions.
Thank you. So my name is Jake Jacobo. I'm a student here at QCC. I'm a returning student. I came here last year after being away for about 10 years. And my first run with QCC, I just lacked guidance, resources. I was 17. I didn't know what I was doing. And there was a lot of things in my personal life that, I was reflecting in my grades. I dropped out with a 1.2 GPA. I returned last semester. My major is health science. I just applied for the nursing program. And I've been able to boost my GPA up to a 3.3. Since I've returned, my lowest grade has been an A minus. And I have the formula that I think works. And I want to spread that. That's one thing. That's one big avenue of understanding what these students need, the struggles that they're dealing with, I'm running for VP for evening students because I understand what it's like to have a full-time job, have other responsibilities, being the first in your family to potentially be going to school, coming here at 6 p.m. because you got out of work at 4, you grab something to eat and you're rushing to campus. So I get all those things. I want to be an advocate for those students, and I want to speak to them. I want to hear what they have going on, because a lot of students have different issues. We may think we know what they need, but until we hear them, until we speak to these students, we don't know what they need. Their time is limited. So having to do things that are a lot more efficient, being concise with what we provide these students with, are some of the things that I want to bring to QCC's evening students, and indirectly affect also part-time students as well.
Thank you so much, Jake. And quickly, I'm going to give you like a minute and a half to like potentially jump into these questions. So what type of events would you promote if you're elected? And how do you seek to combat the challenge that is currently existing where bringing awareness to evening students it's hard, because like how do we get in touch with these evening students to let them know that these events are happening, to get them engaged and hyped up to attend these events? So how do you seek to promote the events and activities on campus, and what type of events do you seek to promote?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I think I can't give you a direct answer as to what events. I know me and my slate and everybody that gets elected along with me are going to work together as a team and bring together the events for QCC as a whole. Specifically for evening students, I want to sit down with them. I want to speak to them. I think knowing what they need, what would help them propel in this environment is important for us to create events that are catering, or at least me personally, create these events that are catering to these evening students, because if you give them value, they'll come. So I don't think you necessarily have to promote as hard if you're giving them what they're asking for. But we won't know what they're asking for until we ask them and see what they need and what they want. So that's important. And also understanding that sometimes these events may be virtual, sometimes they may be on a Zoom. You know, I know that if I'm an evening student, once I transition to evening student, because I'll be an evening student next semester, there's going to be times that I'm running to campus at 4 o'clock, where most of the staff at campus leaves by 5. So what time are these events going to happen? Some of these students are at work from 9 to 5.
I see, Gisela. Thank you, Gisela. It's so hard to see when I'm looking at everyone at the same time, but thank you, Gisela. And I'm sorry, Jake.
Nope.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Jake, for answering. All right, moving on to Isabel. I see that Isabel is running for president. So I'm going to give you, Isabel, a total time of like 3 minutes. And you're going to introduce yourself, your name, your position that you're running for, your major, why you're running for that position. And then the questions that you're going to answer is, why do you want to be president? And what are 2 goals that you seek to work on if you are elected?
I'm sorry for my lateness, by the way, but I'm Isabel Torres. I'm a business administration major, and I'm also a 2-sport athlete here at Queensborough. I'm on the volleyball team and also the track team currently. A little bit more information about me. I actually used to be a plumber in the union right after I graduated high school. And in high school, I made that decision because I always thought, oh, college isn't for me. I don't really belong here. So I went to plumbing, and it was through plumbing that a foreman of mine, he told me, you shouldn't be here. And at first I took it to heart, but it was really because he told me, like, you belong in college, you belong in a place where you could succeed and excel. So I decided that Queensborough would be a good outlet because the coach, Jason Demas, he recruited me, and I got back in touch with him, and he allowed me to get back on the team. So I started here in the fall. I did really good in the fall. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I kind of rushed through that, but one of the questions were why I want to run for president. So honestly, the short and honest answer is that I feel that being president will help me achieve my personal goals and the goals of the students, and it'll just put me in a position to do so. So what are my goals and what are my personal goals? It kind of ties into each other. One very big goal that I want to do is focus on life after college and life after QCC for all students, because a big thing that I see is oh, I'm just in college because I have to go to college, or some kids, their parents are forcing them to go to college, or some kids don't even really know what they want to do, not sure about their major, and they're just very unsure. So I'd like to kind of introduce a program. It's called an externship, and I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with an externship, but just in case you aren't, it's similar to an internship. However, you're not getting an internship is where you're working and you're getting hands-on experience. An externship is where you're shadowing someone that's doing that job. So let's say I want to become an accountant, and I'm in accounting, but how do I really know that I like accounting? So an externship would allow me to shadow an actual accountant to see what a day-to-day life is and what they do on the job. So that's something that's a program that I think would be beneficial to all students, because it gives I guess a sense of security. Like, this is what I do want to do. This is why I'm doing this. This is the degree that I want to pursue and a career that I want to pursue. And I think that's important. Another thing is do I have time left? I do have another goal. Basically, I want to reach back to the community around us, and that's something that's very important to me. So community service and all that. I'd like to get support from the four-year schools and also give back to our communities. So yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, Isabel. Thank you so much, everyone. But let me just double check. Is there anyone here that I missed? Okay, everyone went. All right, thank you so much, candidates. It was amazing to hear your goals. It was amazing to hear your strategies. It was amazing to learn something about you. I'm really kind of disheartened that it took this forum for me to meet some of you guys, but it was really nice hearing from you and learning from you. And I look forward to seeing what you do within this 1 week, how you promote yourself, how you sell yourself to your student body, and how you're gonna operate in office. Like, I'll be checking in, of course, like see how you're doing when you're in office. But do you guys have any questions that you wanted to ask? Any questions?
As far as voting, where are the links to vote, or when do they open up? When do the polls open up?
That's a great question. The ballot was emailed to everyone's preferred email this morning. Many of you might have received it, but if you have not received it, please check to see either your Office 365 or the email that you listed as your preferred email. The ballot is available there. All of the candidates are listed, and it has a link to the website that shows the information and the pictures of all the candidates. Thank you for that question.
I did see that. So on the bottom, they'll be able to vote. Like, how does it work?
It's got a link that takes you to Qualtrics where you will be able to vote.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for that question, Jake. Hajra?
Hi, so I had a question regarding the link. So one person told me that there was a page after they completed the survey to list everyone's names. Would they list the same candidates that they chose?
There is a write-in opportunity for the Student Senate. There are currently no candidates for Student Senate, but a student who obtains up to 10 votes would be able to win a position. There are 20 spots available for student senators at large.
Okay, so I would just tell them to leave it blank or fill in a student they prefer?
It's up to them. If they would like
Okay.
to list their name, they could put their name if they so
Okay.
choose. But they are it's up to them what they can choose to vote or not vote in that category.
Okay, because I was a bit confused when they asked me that. That's all. All right, thank you.
That's a good question. Thank you, Hajra. Any other questions before we close this out? No? Okay. Well,
Okay.
guys, guess what? I'm sorry?
I'm saying good luck, everybody. Udachi, do svidanya. It's been an honor.
All right. Thank you so much for saying that, Sadal. He kind of first me with that one. But I was about to say good luck, everyone. At the end of the day, have fun. Like, use this as a learning experience. When I was running, I was the first person here. I was the last person to leave, and I lived the furthest on my slate. But in the end of it, I ensured that I had fun. Even if I wasn't going to be the one that was selected to be president, I could have said that, hey, I didn't win, but I had fun. So ensure that in all you do, have fun and play by the rules, because everyone is watching everyone. So ensure that you play by the rules. They would have been emailed to you. I know Ray and Gisela would have done an awesome job in like outlining the rules to you. Any concerns you have, send an email to CERC or send an email to Ray or Gisela or see them and speak to them, but ensure that you have fun and you do it the right way. Best of luck, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you all on the ballot.
Thank
Yeah.
you for our moderator. Thank you so much, President Willis. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of you out there campaigning.